When the morning light touches your eyes, you are not only waking from sleep, but you are also being given another chance to rewrite the story of your life. Too many people rise from bed in a rush chasing alarms and racing against time without realizing the sacred opportunity hidden in those first minutes of the day. Poverty, whether it is financial or spiritual, is not only a matter of empty pockets, but of empty hearts that have forgotten how to connect with silence and gratitude. Imagine if the very first thing you did was not to check your phone or worry about the tasks ahead, but to breathe deeply and thank the universe for another opportunity. The shift would be profound because your energy would already be aligned with abundance instead of fear. Every sunrise is a doorway into possibility, and what you choose to carry through it will determine whether prosperity follows you. Gratitude is the golden key that unlocks hidden treasures within the mind and soul. When you practice it in the morning, you teach your brain to focus on blessings instead of shortcomings, and suddenly you notice opportunities you were blind to before. Think of gratitude as a seed that, when watered with daily attention, grows into a forest of prosperity that shelters you with strength and wisdom. A grateful heart cannot remain in poverty because it constantly attracts people, situations, and resources that mirror that inner state. You do not need to own riches yet to feel rich, because the energy of gratitude creates the feeling of wealth long before the numbers in your bank account change. By beginning your day with simple thankfulness for life, health, family, or even the chance to improve, you are already stepping into abundance. Silence in the morning is equally powerful because it connects you to the deepest part of your being, where infinite potential rests. In silence, you learn that peace is not something you chase, but something you already carry within. The world outside may roar with challenges, debts, deadlines, and obstacles, yet in silence you rise above them. When you begin your day with stillness, your mind becomes calm and clarity enters like sunlight through an open window. It is from this clarity that wise decisions about money, career, and relationships are born. Poverty begins with confusion, but prosperity begins with inner peace, and silence gives you that peace. Many people underestimate the power of the first 5 minutes of their day. They let worry enter their thoughts like thieves breaking into a home, and then they wonder why the rest of the day feels heavy. Imagine instead if you closed your eyes, breathed slowly, and simply whispered thank you for everything you already have. You would immediately shift from fear to faith and from lack to abundance. Gratitude does not deny your challenges, it simply teaches you to focus on what is already working, and that focus gives you strength to fix what is broken. Even if you have little, when you honor it with gratitude, it multiplies. Gratitude transforms ordinary mornings into extraordinary beginnings. Think of the farmer who wakes before sunrise. He does not complain about the early hour or the hard soil, because he knows every seed holds the promise of harvest. His gratitude for the land makes him care for it with love, and in time it yields fruit. The same principle applies to your life. If you wake with a thankful heart and honor the silence of dawn, your mind becomes fertile soil. Every dream you plant, there has a greater chance to grow because you have watered it with positive energy. Gratitude is the sunshine for your future. Some may say that gratitude and silence do not pay bills and do not erase poverty. But understand this deeply: poverty is not only about money, it is about mindset. A negative mind will block opportunities even when they stand right in front of you, while a grateful and calm mind will recognize and welcome them. When you are silent and grateful, you tune yourself to the frequency of abundance, and suddenly life brings you people, connections, and insights that change everything. It is not magic, it is awareness. A mind free from noise can see solutions, and a heart filled with thanks has the courage to act. This is the first step in walking away from poverty. Science itself has shown that gratitude reshapes the brain. It reduces stress, improves focus, and increases resilience, all of which are essential if you wish to rise above financial struggle. A scattered and anxious mind cannot see the path to wealth, but a calm and grateful mind can. When you wake up and choose to count your blessings instead of your problems, you literally rewire your brain for success. You begin to notice opportunities that match your vibration. Gratitude opens your eyes while silence keeps them clear. This is not spiritual poetry, it is practical psychology that leads to prosperity. Imagine standing at the edge of a new day as if it were a blank canvas. If the first strokes are painted with fear and complaint, the entire picture will carry that tone. But if the first strokes are gratitude and silence, then the masterpiece of your day becomes brighter. You would meet challenges with strength and meet people with positivity, and they in return would respond to you with generosity. In business, in work, in relationships, people are drawn to those who radiate calm confidence and appreciation. That radiance is born in the morning when you practice these simple rituals. Gratitude and silence create a magnetic presence that attracts wealth. Think back on your own life. Remember the mornings when you rushed into the day without pause, perhaps spilling coffee or forgetting important details because of stress. Now compare them with mornings when you woke peacefully, when you felt grateful, when you carried calmness into your tasks. The difference is undeniable. Those peaceful mornings often led to more productivity and better interactions. Prosperity is often the accumulation of small, consistent improvements, not one grand event. The way you start your morning is the foundation of that accumulation. Gratitude and silence make you stable, strong, and ready. If you are struggling financially, the temptation is to wake with worry every morning. That worry is heavy and it pulls you deeper into poverty, but gratitude is light and silence is strength, and when you embrace them, you begin to rise. The poor man who wakes with worry closes doors to new ideas, but the poor man who wakes with gratitude opens doors to new possibilities. In that shift from worry to thanks lies the difference between staying stuck and breaking free. Every wealthy person who started with nothing can tell you their breakthrough began with a change of mindset. That change is born in the morning. Gratitude in the morning is also a declaration of faith. It is you telling the universe that you trust there is more coming your way. Silence in the morning is you listening to the voice within that guides you toward your next opportunity. Together, they form a conversation between you and life itself. You give thanks and you receive guidance. That conversation builds confidence, and confidence builds action. Without action, prosperity cannot come, but without gratitude and silence, the right actions will not appear. This is why the morning ritual is sacred. When you sit in silence at dawn, you may hear ideas rising from the depth of your being. These ideas could be solutions for your work, new strategies for your business, or even inspiration to learn a new skill. Many great leaders, entrepreneurs, and thinkers began their days in silence and credited those quiet moments for their greatest breakthroughs. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is fullness without noise. It is the womb of creation where all possibilities rest. When you combine it with gratitude, your mind becomes unstoppable. You become a magnet for prosperity because your inner state is already rich. Look around you and you will see countless people running into their mornings with chaos. Phones buzzing, news screaming, thoughts racing. That noise leads to decisions made in fear and stress, which often cause mistakes and missed chances. But the one who guards their morning with silence and gratitude walks with clarity. Their steps are steady and their decisions are wise. They may face the same world, but they respond differently. Their response creates a different future. Poverty may surround them, but prosperity grows within them until it breaks into their outer world. This practice costs nothing yet gives everything. You do not need money to wake with gratitude. You do not need luxury to sit in silence. All you need is the willingness to honor your mornings. Begin with 1 minute of silence and 1 thought of gratitude, then increase it day by day. The shift will be undeniable. Your energy will change, your perspective will change, and your results will follow. The morning ritual is the foundation upon which your new abundant life is built. Start with gratitude and silence and watch poverty lose its grip on you. So tomorrow, when the sun rises, let your first act be stillness, and your first thought be thankfulness. Let the world wait for a few moments while you honor the sacred power of dawn. In that silence you will hear strength, in that gratitude you will feel wealth. From those moments a new life will begin. Poverty cannot survive where gratitude lives, and fear cannot survive where silence reigns. This is the truth of transformation. This is where prosperity starts. When the morning begins and your mind is fresh like untouched soil, you hold the power to plant seeds that will shape your future. The thoughts and images you choose to focus on are the blueprints of the life you will eventually live. Poverty begins when the imagination is used only to replay fears, doubts, and failures. Prosperity begins when imagination is used to picture success, freedom, and abundance. The moment you see yourself as wealthy in your mind, you start walking toward the path that creates that wealth. Visualization is not a fantasy, it is preparation for reality. Close your eyes each morning and picture yourself living the life you desire. See yourself free from financial stress, able to provide for your family, and able to serve the world with generosity. Let that vision be clear, not vague. Feel the clothes you wear, the places you visit, the people you inspire. The mind cannot distinguish between real experiences and vividly imagined ones, so when you create this vision daily, your subconscious begins to believe it. Once it believes it, your actions naturally align with it. Visualization programs your inner world so your outer world can change. Affirmations are the words that water the vision you create. They are declarations of faith spoken with conviction and repeated until they reshape your self-image. If your mind has been filled with years of doubt and limitation, affirmations work like medicine to heal those wounds. By saying, "I am worthy of wealth, I am open to abundance, I am capable of success," you are not lying, you are reminding yourself of the truth that has always been buried beneath fear. When repeated daily, these affirmations become beliefs, and beliefs become destiny. Think of your mind as fertile land. Visualization is planting the seed, and affirmation is watering it daily until roots take hold. If you do not plant seeds, the weeds of doubt and fear grow wild and choke your future. If you plant but never water, the seed will dry and die. But when you both plant and water every morning, growth becomes inevitable. Wealth is first created in the invisible world of thought and faith before it appears in the visible world of money and possessions. That is why visualization and affirmation must be consistent. Many people say they want success, yet they wake every morning thinking only about their debts, their struggles, their failures. The images they repeat are of scarcity, and the words they speak are of limitation. How then can prosperity come? You cannot reap apples if you plant thorns. To change your life, you must first change the pictures in your mind and the words on your lips. You must see wealth before you can live wealth. That is the law of creation. Some dismiss visualization and affirmations as childish, but look closely, and you will see they are the secret practices of the greatest achievers. Athletes visualize victories before competitions. Entrepreneurs affirm confidence before meetings. Leaders picture the future they want before guiding nations. They are not daydreaming, they are rehearsing reality. The poor rehearse problems, while the successful rehearse solutions. If you want to escape poverty, you must rehearse prosperity every morning. The power of visualization lies in emotion. It is not enough to simply see money in your mind. You must feel the joy of receiving it and the freedom of using it wisely. When the vision stirs your emotions, it imprints on your subconscious mind with force. That emotional energy drives you to take actions you might have avoided before. Suddenly you work harder, you think smarter, you notice doors that were invisible to you yesterday. The vision becomes a magnet and you become unstoppable. Emotion turns imagination into creation. Affirmations, too, must be spoken with feeling. Whispered words without conviction are like raindrops that never touch the soil. But when you speak with power, with belief, with certainty, the words sink deep. Say your affirmations as if they are already true, and your mind will treat them as reality. Over time, the doubts that once controlled you will fade. They will be replaced by confidence, courage, and clarity. Affirmations reprogram the inner computer of the mind. Consider the poor man who rises each morning and says to himself, "I will never succeed. Life is against me. Nothing ever works for me." Those words shape his identity, and his actions follow his belief. Now consider the same man waking and saying, "I am worthy of success. I am moving toward prosperity. Every day, opportunities are coming to me." At first, the words may feel strange, but soon they shape his self-image, and he begins to act differently. His posture changes, his decisions change, his results change. Words create worlds. Visualization is the language of the mind, and affirmation is the voice of the spirit. Together, they form a partnership that pulls you from scarcity to abundance. When you imagine your goals clearly and affirm them with power, you program both your conscious and subconscious mind to align with prosperity. You begin to attract situations and people that match your new frequency. You recognize chances that you once ignored. What you once believed was impossible begins to feel inevitable. That is the miracle of morning practice. In the silence of dawn, when the world is quiet and distractions are few, these practices become even more powerful. With your eyes closed and heart open, imagine the life you desire as though it were already here. Speak your affirmations with strength and let them echo inside you. Do this before the noise of the day invades your mind. In that stillness, your vision and affirmations sink deeper. They become the foundation upon which your daily actions stand. From that foundation, prosperity is built. You may ask how long this takes. The answer is simple: as long as it takes for your beliefs to change. Some may feel the shift in weeks, others may take months. But persistence is the key. Poverty is often the result of years of negative programming, so do not expect overnight transformation. But with daily visualization and affirmation, you are rewriting the script of your life. Every morning, you are carving a new path away from poverty toward prosperity. Consistency is the price of freedom. Remember that wealth is not only about money, it is also about mindset, relationships, health, and fulfillment. Visualize abundance in all areas, not just financial gain. See yourself surrounded by supportive people, filled with energy, growing in wisdom, and contributing to the world. Affirm not only material success, but also joy, peace, and purpose. A life of true prosperity is balanced and abundant in every sense. When you envision it completely, you invite it completely. Do not limit your vision to numbers in a bank. There will be mornings when doubt creeps in and tells you this is pointless. On those days remember that the very voice of doubt is the reason you must continue. That voice was built by years of negative thoughts, and it does not disappear overnight, but every affirmation weakens it, and every visualization rewrites it. Soon, that voice of doubt will fade like a shadow at sunrise. What will remain is the strong voice of faith, and that faith will carry you beyond poverty. The great gift of visualization and affirmation is that they place power back in your hands. You are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a creator of circumstances. Instead of waiting for luck or complaining about obstacles, you build your inner world until it transforms your outer world. When your inner belief is unshakable, nothing outside can hold you down for long. This is how ordinary people rise from poverty to abundance. They master their mornings by mastering their minds. So tomorrow, when you wake, do not rush into worry or distraction. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and build the picture of your wealth in your imagination. Speak your affirmations with power and let them echo into your day. Carry that vision with you like a compass guiding every step. Let those affirmations remind you that you are capable, worthy, and destined for prosperity. Practice this every morning and poverty will lose its grip on you. Every morning is a blank page waiting for your signature action. You may wake with gratitude, and you may fill your mind with vision and affirmations, but without action all of it remains only a dream. Prosperity requires movement, and every small step toward growth builds momentum. Poverty persists when people repeat the same habits without change. But the moment you decide to add one meaningful action each morning, you shift the direction of your entire life. Consistency in small, powerful actions creates miracles over time. Think of action as the bridge between imagination and reality. Gratitude gives you the energy, vision gives you the direction, but action builds the road you must walk. If you read about wealth without applying it, you remain stuck. If you speak affirmations without acting, you remain where you are. But if you take one step every morning, even the smallest step, the universe responds with opportunities. The key is to begin and to never stop. When you wake in the morning, ask yourself one question: what is one thing I can do today that moves me forward? The answer may be as simple as learning a new skill, making one call, writing down an idea, or saving a small amount of money. These actions may seem small, but they are powerful because they accumulate. Growth is not created by giant leaps taken once in a while, but by steady actions taken daily. When you take one intentional action each morning, you are planting seeds that eventually grow into prosperity. Consider the young student who wants to master a subject. If he studies only when he feels inspired, he will remain average. But if he commits to one focused hour every morning, he will soon surpass his peers. The same applies to wealth building. One action daily builds skills, builds discipline, builds opportunities. In a year you will not recognize yourself. Each step compounds into success. That is how you say goodbye to poverty. Do not wait for the perfect moment to take action, because that moment never arrives. People remain trapped in poverty because they wait until they feel ready, until they have enough time, until they know enough. But readiness is born through action, not before it. The first step creates courage, the next step creates clarity. The road ahead reveals itself only when you start walking. Every morning remind yourself that movement is better than perfection. Imagine a man who dreams of building a business. If he only thinks and talks about it, years will pass and nothing will change. But if every morning he takes one action toward it, such as researching markets, calling one client, or learning a new skill, in time his dream becomes reality. Poverty is defeated not by one grand event, but by many small acts of courage repeated daily. Growth is always the result of consistent action. Each action you take is like a brick in the foundation of your new life. You cannot build a house overnight, but you can place one brick every morning. Soon the walls rise and the roof appears, and you are living in the home you built with persistence. The same is true for success. Every powerful action adds strength to your future. Those who act daily build wealth, those who delay remain in struggle. One action in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. If you begin with progress, no matter how small, you carry momentum into every other task. That energy multiplies and you find yourself achieving more. Success is not about doing everything at once, but about doing something meaningful first. When you start your day with action, you prove to yourself that you are a creator, not a victim. That proof builds confidence, and confidence attracts abundance. Think about health, which is the foundation of prosperity. If every morning you commit to one action like exercise or choosing a healthy meal, you build strength. Over time, your energy increases, your focus sharpens, and your capacity for work expands. That extra energy becomes the fuel for financial and personal growth. Poverty often thrives in tiredness and weakness, but prosperity thrives in energy and vitality. A healthy action each morning creates a prosperous body and mind. Money itself responds to action. If you save a small amount each morning, or set aside time to learn financial skills, you are already ahead of most people. Action creates discipline, and discipline creates wealth. Too many people wish for money, but never act in ways that respect it. Prosperity is given to those who prepare through action. The habit of consistent steps builds trust in yourself and in the process of growth. That trust eliminates fear and opens doors. Action also creates opportunities for learning. Each morning when you try something new, you gain experience. Even if you fail, that experience becomes wisdom. Every success story is built on a foundation of many small failures turned into lessons. Poverty grows when people fear failure so much that they avoid action. But prosperity grows when you act despite fear and transform mistakes into stepping stones. Every morning action is a lesson moving you closer to success. The most powerful actions are often simple yet repeated consistently. Reading one page of a financial book, writing one idea down, reaching out to one person, all seem small. But after weeks, months, and years, they become extraordinary. Imagine the knowledge after reading one page daily. Imagine the network after reaching out daily. Imagine the progress after saving daily. Greatness is hidden in ordinary actions repeated with faith. Poverty cannot survive that discipline. If you struggle with discipline, make your morning action the first victory of the day. It does not need to be large, it only needs to be done. That sense of accomplishment fuels you for bigger tasks. You train your brain to expect success because you already achieved something. Momentum is the secret to breaking free from inertia. One small step begins the chain, and that chain pulls you toward prosperity. Remember that action without direction can waste energy. That is why your gratitude and vision come first. Gratitude gives energy, vision gives clarity, and action gives progress. When you combine all three, you become unstoppable. You are not acting randomly, you are acting toward your vision. Every morning you take a step closer to the life you imagined. That alignment of thought, word, and action is the true formula of prosperity. Many people want instant wealth, but they ignore the principle of steady growth. Poverty often comes from impatience, chasing quick wins and shortcuts. True prosperity is slow, steady, and certain, built through daily actions. It is not glamorous at first, but it is powerful. The farmer does not expect the seed to become a tree overnight, but he plants, waters, and waits. You too must take action daily and trust the process. In time, your harvest will come. Action also builds character. Every morning you prove to yourself that you can be disciplined and committed. That character becomes more valuable than money itself, because it ensures that even if you lose everything, you can rebuild. Wealth without character is fragile, but wealth with character is unshakable. Poverty may strip material possessions, but it cannot defeat a person who acts with strength every morning. Growth is not only about money, it is about becoming strong enough to handle money wisely. The morning is the best time to act because your mind is fresh and your willpower is strong. As the day goes on, distractions multiply and energy decreases. If you complete one powerful action early, you carry that victory all day. This habit separates achievers from dreamers. Achievers act before excuses arise. Dreamers wait until excuses fade, which never happens. Begin your day with one act of growth and watch your life transform. You may think one action is too small to matter, but small drops fill an ocean. One step daily equals 365 steps in a year and thousands in a decade. Imagine how far you would travel if you acted every morning for 10 years. Poverty has no chance against that level of persistence. The only way you can fail is if you quit. As long as you act daily, you are already winning. So tomorrow, when the sun rises,